first off, tell me about going to Colorado with Derrick. How did that come about? Whose decision was that?
How did it come about? I think we was just in the locker room here in the summertime, getting some work in, and they were doing well. Colorado was making some noise. D. White was talking about it. Mm-hmm. So I was like, man, I would love to go to a game. I see what Deion is doing over there, just everything he's brought to the culture. So I was like, D. White, like, let's do it. Like, I'll go with you. You going to a game? He was like, I'm going to the USC game on the 30th. Caleb Williams, Deion Sanders, big names, hopefully in the future of football. Somebody we'll see in the NFL and stuff like that. So that's kind of how it came about.
What was it like? I mean, it seems like an experience when considering the hype that's around that team now.
Oh, yeah, the experience was great. You would have thought you were at a HBCU or something like that, the way it was jumping in there. It was just, so many fans, so many people, so many celebrities. You got rappers, you got other NFL players coaching the Colorado side up. Like, what place you ever can get an experience where you got NFL players actually asking to spend their time to help you, not the other way around. Mm-hmm. So I think, what Deion has been able to do, man, and create that culture and environment is special. So it was a really great experience. I really had a good time.
And Pierce and KG were there as well?
Pierce and KG was there. It was a lot of athletes that were there, but I got to spend some time with Paul and Ticket, and they're hilarious. Both of them, just nonstop. They're hilarious. They're like, you're just like two older brothers that's just funny, and just great to be around. So I had a good time.
Joe was talking about, and Brad's tried this, like when he reached out to all the old stars of the Celtics and said, like, we want you around. We're like, and send an open door. But Joe wants to take it to a whole nother, like, what is it like when you get to interact with those guys? And, like, can you take anything from guys that have won banners and done all that?
Absolutely. I think, their experiences are real, and what they, went through and their journey here, some of it is no different than what, we're going through and stuff like that, and seats that we're sitting in. So being able to hear from their experience and how they navigated it, I think gives you a little bit of an insight too, and can help you personally on how to maneuver and go about the journey as well, and they're the last people to do what we've been setting out to do. So, just spending time with them, and building, intergenerationally has been great, So, Paul and Ticket, they just been this year for sure, this summer, they've been super vocal. They've been around. Paul has worked out with me. He's pulled up to the workouts. He's been there. He's giving comments. And stuff.
What does
like
he say?
that.
Like, what can Paul Pierce impart to you in those moments?
A lot of the stuff we be talking about is just off the court. Just how life stuff with P, like what's going on. A lot of jokes, but even on the court too, some stuff in the post. You know what I mean? Just he just encouragement is really where he he's getting after the trainers if they're not doing their job. Like if the floor is not, he's getting on the person who's supposed to be cleaning the floor. If you don't got no water, he's getting on the person that's not bringing the water. And it's just like, I love it. I appreciate it. To have somebody like that just in the mix with you, like as you grinding, a champion, a multi-time All-Star, Hall of Famer, etc. around, bless him for that. I think that's really cool.
Jason said he came to one workout with Sam and then ended up staying like 4 weeks and working out with him every day. Like I just think that's cool. Like I think there's got to be something you can pull from that. Do you feel there's been expectations every single year you've been here? Does it feel anything more this year, especially with the roster that you've constructed?
For me personally, no, and hopefully I can keep that away from our group. I think obviously we know what the expectation is, but we just need to not know it. We need to come out and be the best versions of ourselves each and every day. I think that, that's the key, just focusing on the task at hand in front of us. We don't want to get comfortable or, get lazy waiting for the playoffs. We need to treat every day like it's just as important as the last, and just completely just run through the finish line.
Was it important for you to be here early? It felt like a lot of the veteran guys don't have to be here that as early as it seemed like you guys came in. Like, why did you make that decision to be here?
I think Joe wanted us to be in. You know, I had some other obligations, so I was in and out. But I definitely wanted to make my presence here with the young guys, get some workouts with them, go through some actions with them, let the coaching staff get familiar with me, get familiar with them, you know, new actions that we're running. Obviously, Joe's got a year under his belt. He wants to get a little bit more established this season. So to be back, to be in, just to show your face a little bit was important. So I made the time.
So 2 major moves to sort of bookend the offseason. Let's start with the most recent one. What can Jrue bring to your team? What did you learn going up against him, and what can he bring to your core?
Drew's really good. He's like the fighter that is always like walking you down. You know, you watch boxing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the fighter that always like putting pressure on you, just not always trying to like, you know, swing or throw a punch, but just always in your space. That's kind of Jrue. He's always in that box. You know what I mean? And he's just always close enough, and it's just like his presence itself can make you just, you know, make a mistake. So just being a part on the same team now is gonna be great. As a competitor, you know, as a person who has guarded him and he has guarded as well, it's just the respect is through the roof, to be honest. Like, Jrue is one of those type of players that, you know, a lot of guys nod their head at. So to have him on your team now, you know, it's no excuse for you, you know, looking across the line for, you know, bringing out the best. And that's what I want to do. I want to bring out the best in the people around me. I want to bring the best out of myself. Let's all challenge ourselves towards greatness this year, rather than looking around and being like, oh, somebody else is going to do it, or we got Jrue, he's going to do it, or JT, now, like, I'm going to be the one to do it.
How can Kristaps help you, and what have you learned about him from the first few months here?
Kristaps is great. You know, obviously his shooting ability, you know, at his size is tremendous. To be able to space the floor, it's going to fit right in our system, you know. But defensively is what, you know, I definitely want to continue to make an impact on him. I want him to be a shot blocker. I want all of us to get defensive votes this year. I want all of us to be on that type of time. So challenging each other to get the most out of each other, you know, throughout the year is going to be key. It's going to take transparency. It's going to take, you know, getting into it with each other a little bit, but all in a constructive manner, you know, like we all know what we're working for. So let's challenge each other every day towards that goal.
I think Jason mentioned over the summer at one point he wants to be on that all-defense. Like, has that been a talking point for you guys, like just taking that up a level?
No, not at all. I think I've seen the comments where he's said that, and I've said it too, and it was like, you know, that's just where my brain was at. I feel like that's something that, you know, somebody like me got the ability to do so. And at times in my career, just because we've had great defenders, et cetera, throughout my career, sometimes my responsibility on that end has been more on offense or less. But to challenge myself more throughout the year is important, because in the playoffs, I take on certain roles and responsibilities, no problem. But even challenging yourself throughout the year to push yourself in that regard, because that's the side of the ball that we don't appreciate as much. It's a part of a game that we don't appreciate as much. We emphasize and glorify the offensive side, but the defense can really affect, you know, and really adds to winning. So really taking that serious, really locking in, really pushing the teammates around you, trying to be the best you can be.